Good evening, baseball fans. Welcome to Ironman Baseball Live here from beautiful Ironman Field at the top of John Street here in Miramichi, New Brunswick. I am, of course, your voice of the Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen, Chris Jardine, and I'm joined tonight by the best color man in the business, Mr. Jake Dignam.
Thanks for having me tonight, Chris. Obviously, for everybody watching behind the scenes, you guys don't really know, but Chris has been running this as a one-man operation, so just here to give him a little help tonight.
Hey, it's all good. We take all the help we can get around here. And I'll tell you what, we're in Dig here for a big baseball game tonight as the Islanders have crossed the bridge for a rare Thursday night appearance. The Ironmen going to try to keep some momentum going after a big 3-2 win in Moncton last night.
Yeah, absolutely. Ironman trying to obviously get back to that 500 mark. The Islanders come in as the class of the league, still in top place. So in for a dandy tonight.
Yes, and as you can see, Charlottetown currently, I mean, it's hard to say second place with the amount of games played they have, but 7-2, sitting on second place, a game back of the St. John Alpines. And there you see the Ironmen, as you mentioned, one game below 500 at 4-5, and they're going to turn to the veteran Jamie Walls to see if he can get them in the W column here tonight. Walls will be making his second appearance of the season. Again, he started here in the doubleheader this past Saturday where he threw 4 innings, took a loss, had 9 strikeouts and 3 walks. Bit of a pitch count fiend in that one as he let a few get away from him, but first start of the season, he's right back here 5 days later on a beautiful Thursday night 8 p.m. start. We will take a look at the lineups for tonight. Fire them up on the screen here for you. So the Islanders are going to have Jack Kraft in center field. Max Jardine, local boy here, honored before the game for winning the Canadian Hockey League's Humanitarian of the Year award for his off-ice efforts over on the island during the winter. Duncan Pickett's is batting third. Josh Myers in the 4-hole. Logan McDougall playing second base in the 5. Tyson McInnes is batting 6, playing third. Logan Gallant DH'd tonight. Jack McKenzie is in left field. Simon Dubois in right field. And Jordan Stevenson is going to take the ball tonight for the Islanders. Dig, the Ironman no stranger to Jordan Stevenson.
No, a repeat visitor here of Ironman Park, and in his career, Chris, I think he's been quite successful here. So looking for a different outcome tonight. Including
some pretty clutch pitching in the 2019 Men's Senior Nationals.
Yes, of course.
Which is near and dear to all of our hearts. Well, he is on the enemy side here tonight, but it's going to be the Islanders here getting first crack. Taking a look at the defense for the Ironmen tonight. Jake Cook gets to start in left field. Mike McKay's in center. Tyrell Hebert, who had a massive leadoff triple in the top of the 7th inning last night and eventually scored to give the Ironmen the lead at the time, was not the winning run as Moncton tacked one on in the bottom. But he gets to start in right field tonight. Around the infield, Logan Walsh at third, Chris Keating at short, Charlie Mollison at second, Nick Leggett at first. Jeff Watkin is calling balls and strikes tonight and giving Jack Kraft a little bit of a dusting there. Umpires tonight, Jason Dunnett calling balls and strikes. Who baby? Brian Cummings down the third baseline and Dave Morrison down the first base. I kid. Dunnett and I are good friends, so always got to get some ribbon. And here comes the first pitch, and that is high and away for ball 1. Taking a look at Kraft here 407 on the season, Dig, pacing himself pretty well here early on.
Yeah, absolutely. Always a threat when he comes up to the plate and hits that one quite hard down the line.
Right on cue, as if he was listening to you. Also, noticeable Kraft, 11 walks already. I mean, they played 9 games, but that's 11 walks. So patient up there, getting on base, 1,200 OPS.
Hey, he's being selective. He's looking for a pitch to hit, and obviously at the early point in the season, he's getting it, and he's not missing it.
Yes, that's right. Still taking advantage. Again, some of these teams, Fredericton and St. John, still in the 4, 5, 6 games played range, still getting their pitcher's work. Here comes the 1-1. That is hit hard into right field, and Tyrell is going to play that on a hop, and just like that, stay hot Jack Kraft as he ropes one into right field.
Speaking of the local boy, here comes Max right here. Again, congratulations to him. CHL Humanitarian of the Year award.
That's right. A big award. Again, good. He won. It's not the only award he won. He won a bunch of local and island awards as well for his contributions in the community.
I believe he is a big advocate for the Special Olympics and works with those athletes on the island. So
yes, sir. Great kid. I've had the pleasure of meeting Max on multiple occasions with some of my involvement with the Wolves over the years, and he is, and I mean, a great last name pedigree, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Can't argue with that either. Here comes the 1-0. That is popped up. Keating and Molson in the middle. Keating's going to take charge and make the play here, and that is the first out of the ball game as Max Jardine pops out to short. The old P6. That'll bring Duncan Pickett's up to the plate. I'll tell you, the memory that sticks out in my head about Pickett's is, man, he had a absolute whale of a tournament at Nationals in Ontario last year for the Islanders. Got hot at the right time for them as he tried to get them deep into that tournament. And there is a ball hit to medium right field. Oh, that is out a little, and that'll be out number 2. So after the single, Walls has settled right down here and has now recorded a couple outs on a handful of pitches.
Yeah, looking to get out of this inning without any damage. Get the Ironman in and a chance to get the lead in the bottom of the first.
Well, and again, that was Walls' enemy here Saturday was pitches. He, again, had 9 Ks over 4 innings, struck out. His first 8 outs were all recorded via the K, and a lot of deep counts, a lot of 3-2 counts, a lot of full counts, a lot of fouled off pitches. That's going to bring Myers up to the dish now. Myers off to, I wouldn't say a slow start, 259, definitely not Josh Myers-esque. Does have a home run, 4 RBIs on the season. And here it comes, and that is hit down to first, and that's going to be a relatively quick first inning. So just like that, bing, bang, boom, Wall's able to work around a leadoff single. So just like that, there's 3 out in the top of the first. So we're going to take a quick break and come back with the bottom of the first inning on Ironman Baseball Live, brought to you by O'Donaghues Irish Pub. So we go to the bottom of the first inning, and again, no stranger to the Ironman here is veteran Jordan Stevenson. He comes in, making his 5th appearance of the season already. Has thrown 16 innings across his first 4, sporting a spotless 3-0 record, a 21-4 K to walk ratio, and a 2.63 ERA. Again, no secrets what Stevenson's going to bring you here, Dig. He throws a lot of strikes. He throws them hard. He's got good stuff. What's the Ironman game plan going to be here tonight?
Well, with Jordan, you're looking, obviously, to get a good pitch to hit. He's going to be around the zone all night. He's known to throw a lot of strikes, like you said. And in this league, Chris, where pitching is such a premium, the Charlottetown Islanders have, I would say, the ace of the league in Jordan. So it's going to be a tough one for the Islanders.
And, I mean, that's why they're in contention year after year after year, right? It is a pitching league. And that's going to bring Mike McKay to the plate with some Dance Mix 92. Again, by far my favorite walk-up music of the year. Having a
Mike
look
always
at
the
Mikey.
showman.
344 on the season so far. 5 Ks, 6 stolen bases. He's not messing around. And here we go in the bottom of the first. And he takes a massive hack at that first pitch. Swings through it for strike one. Again, I will expect, much along your line, Dig, I will expect the Ironmen to be aggressive early in the count here tonight. Not let Stevenson get comfortable and try to get to that off-speed pitches. And there's one right there, just down for ball one. Hope you guys are all having a great night. If you're watching on the Ironman Facebook page, the Ironman YouTube page, or on twitch.tv/SnaggleJ, appreciate it. And there's a slider that catches the bottom of the zone, and just like that, it's 1-2. So again, the Ironmen have a little bit of momentum after last night's late inning victory, and there is a ball at a play. Gary Hale, Dig, with a little gutsy start last night, spun 4 pretty good innings against an on-paper very good hitting Moncton Mets.
Yeah, absolutely. Gehrig obviously call up the last couple years, and now his first year with the Ironmen, so really good to see him throwing the ball well this early in the season.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we've seen him here battle through it some nights, but he looked really good in Moncton last night. There's another ball hit down the line by McKay, and that is going to fall foul. A long run, but unable to get to it. So that one will be out of play. Count's going to hold here 1-2.
Mike known for making the pitcher work, having good at-bats, seeing pitches, fouling off pitches.
Yeah, no stranger to getting on base any way you can. 15 hit by pitch season. I mean, he will take it any way he can get it. And that is down and away for a ball. He works at 2-2 now after spoiling a couple. Again, as Mike McKay goes, the Ironman offense typically goes, because if he ends up at first base, it's almost always a double.
Second and third are within reach while he's up.
And that is popped up. We'll see if that stays in play, and it will not, as that one lands in the bleachers out there. So the count will remain 2-2. So a good AB here for Mike to start the game. Again, the Ironman last night, very tooth and nail with the Mets. Jackson Decker pitched a heck of a game for the Mets. Hale went 4 good innings. Zach Goss came in, threw 2 1/3, and then had to hand it over to Julio Hernandez there in the 7th, who came in and shut the door. The Mets did get one back, but Julio strained a couple on for a 3-2 victory, and that is called a ball. I believe that's going to be down probably. Again, always hard to judge up and down from up here. Definitely looked like it had the in and out. So going to have to assume that one was down. Full count now. Mike trying to finish off a good at bat, and he's going to hit that one on the ground to short. Max up with it. He's going to have to make a quick play, and he got him barely at first. A 6-3 there. Again, Max having to come up with a tough one there, and he was able to make the play.
With Mike's speed, always putting pressure on the defense to get it out clean, because, a little bobble, and he's going to be there.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely. Going to be tough. So that's going to bring up Keats here. Oh, wrong one. There's Keats there. 424 here early in the season. And that's going to keep going in the right direction as Keats lines that one into center field for a base hit.
After a couple years away, Chris now back with the Ironmen for his second season and picking up right where he left off last year. Hits and hits and more hits for Chris.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, he keeps hitting again. Coming into tonight, 3 doubles away from the Ironman franchise record. So have to keep that on the back of our minds. 3 doubles away from the all-time Chatham Ironman doubles record.
And when you're talking about the Chatham Ironman, you have some great hitters in that top 10, Chris.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. And here comes Watkin, and he takes a big swing there. So, again, Ironman being aggressive here early. We got Bill in the chat with some W's. Again, hope you guys are enjoying the stream. We got myself and Dig here on the call tonight. A little upgrade here. Definitely an upgrade. I mean, upgrade in the looks department, upgrade in the voice department.
You're too kind.
And that is right on the inside part of the plate for strike 2. Watkin doesn't seem to have agreed with that one, but nonetheless, it's 0-2.
Always tough as the opposing catcher in that first at bat. You never want to go back and start to question him because you got to stand next to the guy for the next 7 innings.
Yeah, absolutely. The 0-2. And that is inside for a ball, and that's going to be thrown into center, and Keats is going to stay there. So I think he probably had that stolen anyway, but that one gets fired into center field. So Keats moves up to second here with 1 out. 1 ball, 2 strike count here to the Ironman catcher Watkin.
And now a ball in the gap. Get the Ironman a 1-0 lead. Jeff looking to drive one right towards the wine kit sign here.
Yes, that's right. Jeff has been hot, too. I mean, he reached base 7 out of 8 plate appearances here over the weekend. Hit a couple balls hard down in Moncton last night, and that is down for a ball. I think Stevenson wanted that one. Definitely probably going to want to see that one called a strike at this difficult part of the order.
These at-bats in the first, the Ironmen are getting to Jordan, though. A lot of pitches.
Oh, absolutely.
Pay dividends further down the game.
And that is popped up. I think that's going to stay in play. It's going to be a tough play, and no catch. As Pickett's and Myers both gave that one a valiant effort, able to get there. And again, short bench for the Islanders tonight. Only a couple of subs. Again, Thursday night across the bridge. Difficult to expect your whole team to want to come. So again, hard to say what the Islanders might have behind Stevenson. So the Ironmen out there being aggressive and seeing a lot of pitches here is, again, Watkin now 2-2s, fouled off a couple. And that is right there for strike 3. So Watkins going to go down looking, and again, debating the bottom of the zone there a little bit. So that'll bring up Jake Cook. Cook hitting .316 on the season so far. Nothing wrong with a little Austin average. 6 RBIs. Had a big hit last night down at Moncton. Trying to stay hot here, getting started in left field here tonight. He's going to bat with a runner on and 2 out. Stevenson trying to work around a Chris Keating single. And again, first pitch, big swing.
Cook, known as a thumper.
Yes.
Likes to swing hard, likes to hit the ball far. A great opportunity here to score one in the first against a really good pitcher.
That's right. That new Maritime sign out in left center field looking pretty sweet right now. Slash one over that way. And that's down for a ball. So again, quite a few contested pitches at the bottom of the strike zone here in the bottom of the first inning. Chris Keating's out at second base after a single and a steal. 2 out here for Jake Cook. No score here. Bottom 1. And that is fouled off. Slashed away. And it's 1-2.
To go back to last Saturday against St. John, Chris, you had spoken about the Ironmen leaving runners in scoring position.
I think I mentioned it a few times.
Just
yes.
a couple on that day, I believe. But I think the final tally was 11, so hopefully that's not the same case tonight.
And that is fouled away as well. So, yeah. The Ironmen, again, have had their struggles with runners in scoring position. It's not a new problem, but again, last night they did come through. Again, Tyrell with a big leadoff triple in the 7th. They were able to get him around and score. Scored a subsequent second run as well, and that one is way outside for a ball. So again, the Ironmen just looking to make something happen. Again, bloop a ball into left field here. Keating's got good wheels, 2 out. He's scoring, so no worries on that front. Here comes the 2-2, and that is bounded back up the middle, and just like that, Keating's going to come around. We're going to have a play at the plate, but it is not going to be particularly close. And on the ball to the screen, Keating will advance to second, and just like that, the Ironmen take a 1-0 lead. And just like that, Dig, a base hit scores a run, pal. Exactly what the doctor ordered.
Really happy about that if you're the Ironmen. A great swing by Jake right up the middle. And Keats, of course, with the speed. Maybe an ill-advised throw home, letting Jake Cook get the additional 90 feet.
Yes, absolutely. You have to understand the situation there, right? You have a very fleet of foot base runner, 2 out. You know he's getting a good jump. Again, you have to make a 9.5 out of 10 star type throw to get that. And this early in the game, you're better off maybe just wearing it there.
Yep, absolutely.
But again, now again, you get in the situation where 2 out and another single, and it could be 2-0 instead of leaving that potential force out up the middle with Nick Leggett at the dish. And that ball hit to third. Cook's going to have to turn around and go back. A little bobble, but McInnes is able to make the play. But the Ironmen get one here in the bottom of the first. A Jake Cook RBI single, and just like that, one inning in the books. It is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironman 1. The Islanders, no score. On Ironman Baseball Live, brought to you by O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Our beautiful back patio is open and dogs are welcome. We even have a special O'Don's Irish Pup menu for your furry friend. Head on over to our website, O'Donaghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub. All right, so we go to the second, and it's going to be Logan McDougall here, stepping in for the Islanders, as if that's a hard thing to remember. McDougall off to a hot start, 429 average here through 21 at bats, homer, 4 RBIs, and the first pitch is right on the outside corner for strike one. So go ahead, Dig.
I would just say, starting to see a little trend with these Islanders batters. All of them average through the roof. A very good offensive team.
And that's a base hit up the middle, just like that. And actually, Dig, Ironman coach Kevin Bowes is up here, a quick word before the game, and he did point out, the Islanders come into tonight hitting 298 as a squad. So no stranger to putting the ball in play and getting some base hits, right? No stranger at all.
This is where, if you're Jamie, you want to throw up the zero. Your team just gave you a lead. You want a quick inning, get back in, get the bats out, and let the lead grow.
Absolutely. You need a zero here. And that's right down Broadway for strike one. And again, it's interesting to see some of the changes that Walls has made just even over the last 5 days, since that first start, getting ahead of every hitter, right? Strikes. 8, 9 pitches in that first inning, worked around a single to Kraft, and that is high and tight for a ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely around the zone more. Like you said, the 9 strikeouts was great against St. John. A lot of deep counts, a lot of first pitch balls. So a lot more stressful, looking for an easier start.
And you got to think too, right? You got to look at the situation. Thursday night, 3.5-hour bus ride from the island over here. The Islanders did not take batting practice, any swings at all before the game. So, why not go right at them, right? Make them earn it. I know me, again, a little older and out of shape at this point, but 3.5-hour bus ride and no rips.
I'm not getting the A swing off my first
No,
at-bat,
absolutely
for
not.
Sure. No.
So take that early opportunity just to pump strikes. And that's a ground ball to short. Charlie goes to second for one. Keating does double pump, but he still got it. That's a 4-6-3 double play for those of you scoring at home. And just like that, again, right? Throw strikes, good things happen. Charlie able to make a quick throw over to second. Keats did have to double pump, but lots of time to toss it over to first. to retire McInnes on the double play. And now that's going to turn it over with 2 out now to Logan Gallant, the Islanders DH. Gallant been on the struggle bus here to start the season. 14 at-bats, hitting 143. Again, getting a chance to DH tonight, just worried on the swings, and that's right on the outside part for strike one.
And there you go again. First pitch strike.
Yep. Again, just a get me over curveball, right? Nothing too fancy. Strike one. And that's high and away. And again, I think that's when we've seen over the years, Jamie's most effective when he's pitching ahead. Then he can go to that changeup, he can go to that cutter, he can go to that curveball in the dirt, and it's just that stuff's always more effective when you're working ahead. 1 ball, 1 strike, and that is hit high and deep to left field. Jake on the run at the track, at the wall, and it's out of here. Well, there you go. That's one way to break out of a slump. If you're Gallant, got a hold of that one high and deep to left field, just up above the Right Choice Auto Parts sign into the net. And it's a tie ball game, 1-1.
Looked to be a fastball there from Jamie just on the inner half, and Gallant made a great swing.
Yeah, Logan went and it got that one, right? And again, it's early in the season, right? Only 14 at-bats for Gallant, but he definitely saw that one, got a good piece of it, and that one right back in for a strike. So, again, good rebound needed here from Jamie now as he faces McKenzie. McKenzie has 5 ABs on the season. He struck out 3 times, does have a single. And that is fouled back. Look out. And just like that, it's quickly 0-2. Where's that ball going? Up on top of the screen here, just outside the Ironman clubhouse window. Here comes the 0-2. And that's in the dirt down low. So, again, you think at this point on Saturday, Walls already had 5 Ks. Tonight, none.
No, and I think the pitch count reflects that. Obviously.
Absolutely. Yep. And there is a little bleeder behind short, but Keating's going to be able to pick that in. So the Islanders do answer as Logan Gallant goes big fly to left field for his first home run of the season. So after 1.5, it is Ironman 1, Islanders 1. Here we go in the bottom of the second inning. Logan Walsh going to jump it in here for the bottom of the second. Again, a 1-1 ball game here early. And we talked about Logan Gallant in the top of the first inning. Jake, one needing to get hot. Logan Walsh, another guy. A couple of Logans here that need to get hot. 138 through 29 at-bats. A lot of swing and miss here for Walsh. You see, and look at there. Again, almost on cue. That one takes a skip to my Lou. Telling you, we're really gassing these Logan guys up about just getting hits.
It's unbelievable. They show up. We're on the broadcast. Everybody named Logan is, 1 for 1 on the night.
That's right. Base hit there for Logan Walsh. So, again, trending in the right direction. So what we're learning here, folks, is if Dig and I just crap on your season, you're going to do well. So here's Charlie. Charlie's terrible. No, good start to the season here for Charlie, hitting .292, 5 RBIs, and that one's in there for strike one. Again, we kid, we don't. Listen, that's part of being an analyst, right, Dig? Sometimes you got to say the harsh things, but our harsh words about Logan's have brought 2 for 2 so far.
They paid dividends.
Oh, and that's inside. Charlie able to skirt out of the way of that one. So that's 1-1, I believe. It's my B. First pitch was a strike, and apparently I hit ball. But it was right down Broadway. And there goes the runner, maybe a little hit and run. And he is in there. A nice slide by Walsh. So, again, a very, very, very close play. But Walsh makes it in there.
I think Max is going to ask the umpires. Oh, no. Looked as though he was talking to third base umpire Brian Cummings, but he said, no, Logan's in there safe.
That's right. Great slide there as he got to the far side of the bag. So, runner in scoring position again here with nobody out. Mawson, Hernandez, and Hebert.
Charlie with a job to do. Got to get a ball to the right side here. Move that runner over to third.
That's right. And there is a called strike 3. And Mawson didn't like that one. But I guess, as they say, that's just too damn bad. As that's strike 3. So here comes Ironman in for Julio Hernandez. Had a chat with Julio before the game. He wanted me to say hello to all of his family watching in Minatitlan, Veracruz.
Great pronunciation there, Snag.
Oof, I had to practice it 3 or 4 times. That's a base hit through the right side. Hard hit ball by Hernandez. And there you go.
The Ironmen have something cooking here in the bottom of the second.
They do have something cooking in the bottom of the second. Absolutely. Just wondering, Rick, I do see your comment, buddy. We're checking a few things on this side, but we're not hearing that on our end. You don't happen to have the stream open in multiple tabs or anything like that. We're going to look into it again between innings. But we're not hearing that on our end. If anybody else is experiencing what Rick's got going on there in the chat, please let me know. And we did look into a few things, but we are keeping an eye on the mic levels, and they seem to be working okay. So just make sure that, again, I know sometimes watching on Facebook can be a little strange with having it open in multiple places. But again, we're gonna keep an eye on it here for you, pal, and see if we can figure out what's happening.
Looking to build on that triple to start the 7th last night.
That's right.
Great opportunity here to drive in another run.
Absolutely. Again, Tyrell has been a key role player here the last few seasons for the Ironmen. Plays a very solid right field. Very good defensively. Swings a big bat. Has come up with some clutch hits, big home runs. And here with a 1-2 and throw over to first. Not Stevenson's A move by any stretch of the imagination. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3, as Stevenson goes away with the cutter there. And that is going to be a strikeout. Yeah, Travis, the orange thing, we're still working on that. We're trying to, this new camera we got, it doesn't, we're having problems getting the lighting just right. We're still tweaking on it. I didn't want to tweak on it in the first couple innings. So here comes Mike now with 2 out, trying to cash in a run, and that is hit high out of play. Go ahead, Dig.
Oh, no, I was just Mike's at the top of the lineup for a reason here. He drives in runs. He makes solid contact, so great that you can turn the lineup over and have Mike and Chris at the top when you're looking to get a clutch base hit.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, definitely in a situation here where, again, the Ironmen have been in these situations. We talked about it a lot on Saturday, not to hammer on it over and over and over, but The Ironmen need to break through in these situations. And there is a looper in the right field line. It's going to be foul. And again, they did back in the first, right? And I think it's one of those things. You know what? It's going to come. Again, this is the time of year where you want to work on these situations. And again, you got a guy like Stevenson. He throws hard. You know what he has to offer. Get yourself in a good situation now. Here, 0-2, 2 on. Put something in play. That ball that Logan hit, right? Took an interesting hop. You got to make the unselfish play here. So Mike down 0-2, and that is way far away. Walsh is going to try to score, and he's going to be in there safely. So there you go.
A rare miscue from Jordan throwing one to the backstop there and gifts the Ironman a run.
That one just a bit outside. And just like that, the Ironmen take a 2-1 lead. That one had no chance of being caught by Duncan Pickett's, as it was well into the opposite side batter's box. Now you're still in a little bit of trouble here. You got Julio out at second now, and Mike a single away from adding a bit on here. And there's a check swing. We're going to appeal that. And first base umpire Dave Morrison says, no, he did not. Definitely a close one there, but you got to trust Morrison on that one, right?
He's locked into the game.
He's got the best seat in the house for that. And there is a bounder. That is going to be a tough play right off the bat. You know it. And again, McInnes got him. A bang play at first. And boy, oh boy, that was a close one. But that's how she goes. So as we go to the top of the third, the Ironmen score one in the bottom of the second, and just like that, they have a 2-1 lead on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. Ironmen Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Did you know we have happy hours 7 days a week from 3 to 6 p.m.? Come on by for a drink and a snack. We also have wing night every Thursday from 5 to 10 p.m. Head on over to our website, O'Donaghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub. All right, folks. So we go to the bottom or the top of the third inning, and Dig, I'll tell you, listen, I know you're relatively new to the stream here, but middle of the third, we're gonna have the Ironman Who Am I trivia. So we're not gonna not giving you any advantages on who it might be, but you get your knowledge bank ready over there and see if you know who tonight's answer is. So
I'll have to pick through Buzz Saunders' book.
Yes, that's right. We do have that one's low and in. We're off topic here a little bit, but we do have the great Buzzard Saunders history of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League, both volumes here in the press box. That thing's got to be 500 and some pages total. I was flipping through them here the other day. It is to say it is a wealth of information would be a massive understatement. Absolutely.
The time and the effort to curate and to, put all that information together. Well done to Buzz.
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, it spans, 50 years of New Brunswick Senior Baseball. And actually, you know what? I got access to from one of the Ironman players. I got access to the historical Ironman stat file the other day. That was a nice little rabbit hole I dove down in. Not while I was at work, of course. That one's up high for a ball, and it's 2-2. Here to the number 9 hitter. Who we got here, Dubois? Or, yes, it is Simon Dubois, the number 9 hitter tonight for the Islanders. And then it'll be back to the top of the order. Full count here from Walls.
A big one to get here. You don't want to let the the number 9 hitter get on and turn the over. Or
Yeah, absolutely. And there is a ball down the right field line. That is a long run for Walsh, and it's going to be out of play anyway as that one sneaks over the secondary fence. So, again, hope you guys are having a fantastic Thursday night. As always, thank you for joining us here on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, we greatly appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Again, we've had a busy week. We had the doubleheader Saturday. And we'll be live tonight, obviously. And the next Thursday night, the Royals are in town for their first visit to Miramichi for the season. That one is high and deep to left. Cook had to wait on it and then gets for a run, and he gets there and makes the play. So that's a long run from Jake Cook to record out number 1. Again, he kind of, it has been windy here all day, right? I mean, the wind has been up and down and gusting, and Jake kind of froze on that one off the bat, and he had to run a long way out towards the Mike Dawson sign out in left field there, but able to track it down. Great play there from Jake.
Really nice recovery. Didn't get the greatest first step, but tracked it down, got the out for Jamie, and
it's not the first step that matters, it's the last step. Isn't that right, Dig?
You got that right, Snag.
So that one is high to Jack Kraft for a ball. Kraft is 1 for 1 here. Hard hit single into right. That one way outside for a ball, and it's quickly 2-0. So again, Walls has been very economical with his pitches here thus far.
Speaking of Jaff, nice to see that the former Ironman farmhand still around the league.
Yes, absolutely. He has made a nice little home for himself on the island over these last few seasons. And he finds himself in the driver's seat here of a 3-0 count. Here it comes as Walls tries to battle back, and that's right there for a strike at the top of the zone and right on the corner. 2-1 Ironman here, top of the third. The Islanders' only run has been a Logan Gallant solo shot. The Ironmen have RBI singles from Jake Cook and Mike McKay. So they find themselves up 2-1. There's a swing and a miss from Kraft, and now the count runs full. Back-to-back full counts here to start the inning for Walls.
Chris, as my
and that's down for ball 4.
As my job description says, stack guy. The second Ironman run scored pass ball.
Yes, that's right. Thank you. That's
just holding everybody accountable today, you know?
That's why you got the book and I don't, right? That's part of the job of having the book. So the inning continues now with 1 out. We have Max Jardine up here. What did Max do his first time? Popped out to short, correct?
You are correct there, sir.
Oh, see? Sometimes the memory works. Sometimes the memory works, pal. Tell you what, be a nice little double play here would be just what the doctor ordered. And that is down and inside for ball 1. So now all of a sudden here into the third, Walls, not the same guy that he was in the first couple innings here, falling behind a couple of hitters, back-to-back full counts. Has to get back to pumping and finding the zone here. And Jardine squares around, but that one is up and away for ball 2. And we're going to get time called here as Walls is going to do some groundwork out on the mound.
Not happy with that landing spot.
No, that's right. Great time to thank our stream sponsor, O'Donaghues Irish Pub. You can hear their ads at the end of every full inning. Go on down and check them out. Historic Williston House here in the former downtown Chatham. Get the fish and chips. Tell them Chris sent you. You won't get a discount or anything, but you might get a funny look. So I want to thank O'Donaghues for always being generous and supporting the stream here for the 3rd year in a row. 2-0, and that one's right down Broadway to Jardine. Again, we wouldn't be able to do the things that we do and bring you Ironman baseball in this capacity without our awesome support from O'Donaghues Irish Pub. So Walls trying to battle back here. A 1-out walk to Kraft and 2-1 count here to Jardine, and with 1 out in top of the 3rd, and there's a curveball up and away. So now it's 3-1.
Trying to get that pitch down, obviously, get Max on top of it and get the double play ball to get him out of the inning.
Yes, absolutely. Now you got to come twice here. Don't want to risk another free pass here. This dangerous Islanders lineup. The 3-1. And that is line back foul. And that knocked the ball out that was previously in there. A little twofer there. As one bounced out, the other bounced out. There was one in there from the last inning. So another full count, 3 straight batters here with a full count for Walls. Long look in here at Watkin. Now he's got the one he wants. He comes set, rocks and fires. And that is inside ball 4. Might have got a piece of Max's pants on the way through there. But either way, back-to-back free passes. And that'll bring Duncan Pickett's up with 2 on and 1 out. And Walls needing to find the strike zone here. This is where you need to reset and get ahead of this guy, absolutely.
Strike 1, very important. 3-hitter in the lineup. The inning is building. You want to put an end to it right here, right now.
That's right. Get in there and get back on the sticks again. You talk about your team getting you a lead. And that is fouled in the first baseline. And he came back out for the second with a 1-0 lead. He gave up the home run to Gallant. The Ironmen scratched one away on the wild pitch to take a 2-1 lead. Trying to keep her right there. Right side on high alert here, Mawson and Leggett. No balls, 1 strike here to the Islanders catcher. That is popped out of play, foul for strike 2. I always enjoy Pickett's batting gloves because they definitely look like something that you would buy at a construction store. The black and yellow, just the black and yellow pattern, and I'm like, okay, we're going to do some woodworking here. Or a fashion choice that I would not make. Let's put it that way, Dig. 0-2. Long look out to second. Here it comes, and that is a high fastball that Pickett's just gets a piece of, and that one's gonna roll around the roof. Look out! I know there's a net below us, but better safe than sorry, right?
No, absolutely. Jamie, the last 2, has gone upstairs with the fastball. Maybe try to break something off in the dirt now, get Pickett's to swing over.
Yeah, definitely trying to set him up. And that is inside corner, called strike 3. Again, you had options there, right? You went back-to-back high fastballs a little away, and those are really your 2 options, right? You go in the dirt or you try to come in. I feel like if you go in, you take that chance, you're willing to miss in, and then you still have the curveball down, but an absolute dot from Walls there for out number 2.
The veteran executes a pitch when he needs to.
Yep, first strikeout of the game for Walls. And that'll bring up Myers. Myers grounded out to first base his first time up, correct, Mr. Dig?
3 unassisted. Nick Leggett picked it up, stepped on the bag, finished the inning.
Love that. And there's a grounder to second. Mawson on the 5th hop. Flip to first, so Walls works around a couple. The Islanders come away with nada. 2.5 innings in the books. It is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 2. The Islanders 1. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for Ironman Who Am I trivia. Let me make sure that I got it right. I almost ruined it earlier. All right, here's tonight's Ironman trivia question. There are 9 players in the history of the Chatham Ironmen who have achieved the 300 or more hits plateau. Now, no answers.
Okay.
Save your answer, Dig.
I got you.
For later.
I got you.
Who was the last Ironman player of the 9 to hit the 300 hits plateau? We'll have the answer for you in the middle of the 5th inning. But if you think you know, put it in the chat. Let us know and come back in the middle of the 5th for Ironman Who Am I trivia every Thursday night on Ironman Baseball Live, brought to you by O'Donaghues. All right, here we go to the bottom of the third inning, and it's Chris Keating. Going to step in here. Keating singles, stole a base, and scored back in the bottom of the first. And there's a whoo. Hello for a big swing there.
I think he was trying to hit a single the other way there, Chris.
Yes, he was definitely trying to hit a single the other way there for sure. Or turn on one out onto Route 8. And there's a nice pitch right there in the inside corner. Keats didn't like that one. Turns around to home plate umpire Jason Dunnett with a bit of a smirk. Again, the book on Dunnett here is, folks, he's not going to call it tight. He's going to give you a little bit either way. And that is a banner. That is going to be a tough play for McInnes. Keats runs well, and he makes the play. Again, I'll tell you what, McInnes has had a couple of really tough plays over there at third base with some of these speedier Ironman players. He had one with McKay there. He's had one with Keating, and he's made some nice work of it over there tonight.
Sure-handed at the hot corner.
Again, those are, the Ironmen, one of the big assets they have compared to a lot of other teams in this league is they have a lot of speed up and down their lineup. Guys like McKay and Keating and Cook, Molson, these guys can run. So to be able to eliminate them from the bases there, that is great. And there's a hard hit ball by Watkin right to Tyson McInnes, who makes another nice play for out number 2. Bing, bang, boom, 2 down here, Dig.
I think just whoever we mentioned, Chris, the next ball is at them. Their next at bat, they're getting a hit.
Yeah, we are definitely locked in here.
We're going to have to start charging for shout-outs for guys to get their batting averages up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So here comes Cook, and that ball is inside for ball 1. Cook with a big RBI single back in the first. Huge Skanger back up through the box there to cash in Keating. And that is a little change piece that comes back over the inside part for a strike. That is just that pitch from Stevenson is just virtually unhittable as a lefty.
It's not fair.
No.
After you see the fastball in and the movement there, he drops that on you.
Yeah. I think Stevenson and maybe Justin Cormier are the only 2 guys in the league that can execute that inside to lefties back over the plate as well as they do.
Yeah, both guys strive with command for sure. Stevenson and, of course, Moncton's Cormier. Always around the zone, always throwing strikes, and, strikes with all 2, 3, 4 pitches, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, not afraid to throw anything, any count. It's 3-1 here to Cook. Stevenson would not be afraid to throw a changeup or a slider here.
No, confident with all his offerings.
He believes in everything. And that is a fastball on the outside part. And again, this is where I think you see hitters become a little frustrated with the strike zone sometimes, because now you've had a pitch back over the inside corner, maybe a little bit inside, called a strike. Now you've seen one over the outside corner, maybe a little bit outside, called a strike. So now your mind is in a bit of a pretzel. And that good swing there from Jake, though, to stay alive 3-2.
No, you're absolutely right, Chris. If you're in an at-bat and the umpire is giving in, you expect, okay, he's not going to give the out. But so far in this at-bat, it looks like Cook is getting both sides, or I should say Stevenson is getting both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. He's getting a little bit each way. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. As Cook goes down, didn't think he got the pitch he was looking for there. So 3 innings in the books here from Ironman Field on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. It is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 3, the Islanders 1. Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Come by and try one of our new menu favorites, the tot of the morning to you. Mayo, lettuce, tomato, egg, bacon, cheese, and 2 tater tot rings, all on a brioche bun served with home fries. How can you pass that up? We have brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. until noon. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub. So we go top 4 here, 2-1 Ironman. A little bit of a look at the upcoming schedule here. The Ironman's next action is Saturday, January. Woo, baby. Try that again. Saturday, June 21st, they head to St. John for a return double dip from last week's matchup. And then on Tuesday, the Ironmen continue to play Road Warriors as they head to the island for a Tuesday night 8 p.m. game. Hello for Toxic. And then Thursday night, they are back at home here, and that'll be our next broadcast next Thursday night as the Fredericton Royals make their first trip to town for the 2025 season. So here we go. Back to action here. And that is a hard hit ball from McDougall. Cook takes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 steps to his right and makes the play for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out here as Logan McDougall flies out. So Dig, 3 1/3 in the books here. What are you thinking about Walls' outing here so far?
I think, obviously Saturday he had the strikeout stuff. He had the electric fastball, and he punched out a lot. Today it's definitely more pitching to contact, save your pitches, get out innings quick. But Jamie looks great. He's a workhorse. And he's been doing this a very long time on Thursday nights at Ironman Park.
Well, and I think, again, back on the horse right on 5 days, which, again, 5 days rest to a major league or nothing. 5 days rest in the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League. Not super common with the way the schedule plays out. That's high for a ball here to Tyson McInnes. 1 ball, 1 strike count. But, again, to come back on 5 days rest and immediately make those adjustments, all of a sudden pound in the zone. Obviously, you get that rust out. You throw 75, 80, 90 pitches. You pitch well, keep your team in the ball game. Obviously, the Ironmen had a chance to win that game late, unable to pull it out, but he kept his team in the game for 4 innings. You can't ask for much more than this tonight, right?
No, especially not. Like you had mentioned, first start there on Saturday and to come back on Thursday and through 3 1/3, your team's leading, right, against a very potent Charlottetown Islanders offense. So
there's a foul ball back, keeps the count 0-2 or 1-2. Sorry, I mean, again, you're looking at the multi-time defending champions at this point, right? This is even though, again, we mentioned they are traveling a little shorthanded tonight. A few regulars not here in the lineup. No McPhail tonight, no McLaren either. But again, right, this is exactly what I think if you could have drew it up before the game started, that's just outside for a ball. I think if you're Kevin Bowes and Terry Leggett, this is exactly where you would want to be in the top of the 4th inning.
Oh, absolutely. If your starter can give you this work 5 days after his previous start, I think anything over 4 innings, you're really, really happy about, and it's all gravy. But
there's a swing and a miss, strike 3, as he goes the off-speed stuff in the dirt. Well, and again, too, right, you gotta look at the whole picture, right? You have Goss, who is your primary reliever.
Yep.
Throws 2 1/3 last night, so likely unavailable tonight. I would assume, he threw 40, 50 pitches. Probably not going to see him tonight. Julio might be an option tonight, again, threw 15 pitches or so last night.
Mm-hmm.
But again, this is that's just down for ball 1 as Gallant steps in, responsible for the only Islanders run with a home run back in the top of the 2nd. But again, you're looking for Walls to eat 5, 6 innings here, maybe go the whole way if he's capable. Obviously, long way to go here yet before we see something like that. But again, a lot of positives here through the first 3 2/3 tonight, you'd have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Settling in, I think both pitchers have done a good job of that, Jordan and Jamie.
Yep.
Both kind of giving up a couple early in the last inning and now into this inning. Both.
There's a foul tip into the glove.
Both kind of showing why they've been in the league so long and why they've been a top-of-the-rotation starter for so long.
Yeah, this is far from our first Stevenson Walls.
No, not at all.
And you know what? It probably won't be the last.
No,
won't
not
be the
at
last
all.
time. Hopefully, we see this year.
I think both these teams have championship aspirations, and
1-2, and that's a slider that misses high.
I think after the last couple years, Chris, you almost have to say the league runs through the Islanders at this point.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they have a great core. Again, like you alluded to earlier, I mean, their pitching is second to none.
Yeah.
Really is. Here comes the 2-2 here from Walls to it, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. So that is a dandy, quick little inning of work there for Jamie Walls in the top of the 4th. Halfway home here at Ironman Field, it is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 2, the Islanders 1 on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. So bottom of the 4th, here we go. Ironman looking to expand on their 2-1 lead. It's going to be Nick Leggett here to lead it off for them. Leggett, Walsh, and Molson going to be the schedule hitters here. The Islanders, 1 run on 3 hits through 4 innings. The Ironmen, 2 runs on 4 hits through 3 innings. They maintain a 2-1 lead here. Pitcher's duel between Walls and Stevenson, as we all kind of expected it would be. And there's a nubber out in front of home plate. That one takes a weird spin. Stevenson up with it and makes the play, and a nice stretch over there from Myers. So 1 pitch, 1 out for the Islanders. Again, folks, big thank you to everybody watching out there. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, we appreciate all your views and all your feedback as we bring you Ironman baseball action here live from Ironman Field, beautiful Miramichi, New Brunswick. 1 out in the bottom of the 4th, and that is at the bottom of the strike zone to Logan Walsh. For strike 1, Walsh. Little nice bounce base hit his first time up.
Base hit, stole a base, scored a run.
That's right.
A very productive game so far.
Now he finds himself in a hole here. Quickly, it's 0-2.
You got to battle now. You got to make it productive, make him throw some pitches, foul off a couple. Every pitch here as the game gets later and later is so important. Getting into that reduced.
That's a number down the first baseline, and that will.
Excuse me, swing.
Little excuse me. You got to be careful. Those ones don't take an old hip scop and caboodle back into fair territory, but it stays foul and keeps the count at 1 ball or no balls, 2 strikes. And that's right, Dig. I mean, this is where, when you're down 0-2, I mean, you got to battle. And every extra pitch is just extra effort exerted. And again, that's a curveball right down Broadway. Walsh goes down looking for the strikeout. How many strikeouts is that for Stevenson? 4, I believe.
That'd be his 5th on the night.
5th, okay. So 5 strikeouts for Stevenson here, 1 out into the 4th. Here's Molson. And Molson takes that one down for ball 1. Stevenson goes with a little off speed there to start off Charlie. Getting a few people messaging me wondering what the hell I just said about that bounce on the excuse me swing from Logan Wall. I don't know, folks. The Saturday doubleheader, Brent, is 2-5 in St. John. And that one liner back up the middle from Molson. Stevenson pulls that one down, and that's going to end the inning. So Walls and Stevenson both go clean in the 4th inning on a 3-up, 3-down. 4 innings in the books here from Ironman Field. It is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 2, the Islanders 1 on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donaghues Irish Pub. If you are looking for a space to host an event, our upstairs area has seating for 40 for your grad party, baby shower, business meeting, or private party. What better way to host than in a Miramichi historic landmark with awesome food and drink? Head on over to our website, O'Donaghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub. So we go to the top of the fifth now. I can motor right along here. An hour and 4 minutes-ish after first pitch, and we are in the top of the fifth. 2-1 ball game between the Ironmen and the Islanders. Again, hate to say that games this early in the season are critical, but again, you look, teams like the Islanders and the Mets, I mean, this is the 10th game of the season for the Islanders. Moncton has 11 games, and this will be the 10th game for the Ironmen. I mean, we are, after this weekend, Dig, we're going to be halfway done the regular season.
Yeah, the 28 game schedule sneaks up on you, really, and this June-July push for the Ironmen and for the the Islanders is kind of momentum building time. It's you want to get hot, you want to get on a roll going into the playoffs, and then you want to be able to make a deep run into those playoffs.
Yeah. That one's right there for strike two. And again, obviously, right, not that we want to start talking about playoffs really early, but obviously the key in the NBSBL is you don't want to be in the 4th, 5th spot after the regular season.
No,
you don't want to be playing in that best of 3 series.
That is a roll of the dice. That 4-5 series.
Yeah.
Somebody comes out and strikes out 10 or 11.
That's a looper into right field. That is trouble, and that is foul, just foul. Well, and again, right, I mean, anything can happen. I mean, you look at it right now, obviously the Mets have struggled 3-8 on the season. To me, the Mets are significantly better than a 3-8 ball club.
That record does not indicate the talent that's on that.
I mean, they've made some additions, right? Acquiring quote unquote Van Putten, moving him from Fredericton to Moncton. Some of the young guys that are going to contribute on that team, a bit more regularly now, like St. Pierre and like Green. I mean, they are significantly better than a 3-8 baseball team.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's right on the outside corner for strike 3. So that was where are we here? That was McKenzie. So that was McKenzie goes down looking, and here's Dubois. And again, I mean, if you're playing the 4-5 series against Moncton today, I mean, that's not a situation you want to be in.
You don't want to see.
They are significantly better than a 3-8 baseball team.
No, you don't want to see Corums and Decker in a 4-5 series. And
I mean, going into a series where you got to beat them twice, and you're going to see Cormier, Decker, Van Putten. You have Lund potentially lurking. You've got Beliveau coming out of the bullpen, or Hillier, coming out of the bullpen. I mean,
that's a pitching staff that is set up to
win
a lot of,
and that's going to be 4-3 to retire Dubois. Well, and I think we're going to be sitting here a month from now, and we're going to be talking about the Mets being on a run, getting close to 500, because I think, again, all of these teams in the NBSBL are really good teams. Obviously St. John off to a hot start. They've only played 5 games. But however, being 4-1, they're where they are. Obviously Charlottetown coming in tonight 7-2. We know the pedigree that they have. It's, to me, it's, if you're the Ironman, I mean, there's opportunity. That's popped up in the infield. Walsh with room, and he makes the play, a little adventure over there. But again, a 4-pitch inning here for Jamie Walls. 4 pitches, 5 pitches. Either way, he's through the top of the fifth in very, very, very little effort. So 4.5 innings in the books here from Ironman Field. It is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 2. The Islanders 1 on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. So here we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. It's going to be Julio Hernandez here to lead it off. Hernandez, Hebert, then back to the top of the order. There's on the outside part of the plate for strike one. Oh, 1 here and there's a curveball in there for strike two. Julio nods and okay, no worries.
Looking to build on his base hit earlier in the game.
And oh, boys. Big hack there, down 0-2, and Julio goes down for strike three. So that'll bring up Hebert.
He wasn't going to get cheated with that swing, Chris. He was making sure if it was contact, it was going to be extra bases.
No cheats. No cheats there. So here comes Hebert, one of Stevenson's strikeout victims so far. And then we'll be back to the top of the order. That's low and away for ball one.
And Jordan slowly creeping towards that 10 strikeout mark that, it seems like every time he's at Ironman Park that there's 10 punch-outs in the book for him.
Yep, absolutely. That looks like it's going to be ball two. We're going to get an appeal, perhaps. No, we are not. So 2 balls, no strikes. Starting to see some activity down in the Islanders' bullpen. That's on the outside part for a strike. Nothing in the way of throwing yet. Again, the Islanders only have 2 options on the bench tonight. Dylan Wirth and Tanner McLean, a couple of affiliate players. So we will see what options they go with. And that's inside for a ball. Again, Logan Gallant is their DH, not a pitcher, so have to assume it's going to be one of the affiliates that making an appearance here. And I believe it looks to be Wirth who is doing the stretching. So we'll keep you updated on that one. And that's down for ball 4. Got to bring that one up a little bit to the 6'7" big man.
Great at bat by Tyrell.
Yeah, absolutely. You love, again, you work that out of the 9 hole. I mean, that is, you can't ask for much more than that.
No, flipping the order over, and letting Mike and Chris do what they do best.
Exactly.
Drive-in runs.
100%. Yeah, it is Tanner McLean stretching down there in the bullpen. No throwing, just some light stretch work at this point. And that's on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Again, Stevenson, the Ironman, despite only having 2 runs on 4 hits, they've made him work. A lot of deep counts. And again, bottom of the 5th here, you're seeing the Islanders having to at least have some sort of backup plan. Nothing doing in the Ironman bullpen. And again, I'd be shocked if Walls' pitch count was in the 60s.
No, like you said, much fewer pitches than
he has been very economical in this baseball
efficient.
Game.
Yes.
Quickly 0-2 here to Mike. A couple pitches on the outer half of the plate. Little throw over to first here. Just a little toss, nothing to get too excited about.
As far as Jordan Stevenson goes, he does have 16 innings pitched on the year, so this isn't his first or second start. You can see him going 6, 7 innings.
Mm-hmm. And that's a bounder back up the middle. And that's going to be a great play at second. A heck of a play out there by McDougall as he gloves it on the dive, and then a little flip over to Jardine to get the 4-6 fielder's choice.
And that's almost a routine play for McDougall. I've been on the other end of that one where he's taken a base hit away from me, so not his first time with the glove. A really solid defender in the infield.
Yeah, you're definitely going to want to put a star next to that one. Nice little diving play there. So the 4-6 fielder's choice, McKay, replaces Hebert at first, and that'll bring Keating up here with 2 down now. Again, McKay always a threat to move that 90 feet, as we talked about earlier. Not going, and that's hit hard back up the middle. And that was a bit of a bouncer, and McKay doesn't even think about going to third. Again, with 2 out, not risking making the last out at third base. So Keating with a first pitch single back up the middle, and the Ironmen have 2 on with 2 out. And here comes Jeff Watkin, and actually we're going to get a visit from the Islanders bench here as all of a sudden, McLean warming up with some quickness down there, the lefty. And it looks like we're going to get a visit here to maybe get him some extra time. So,
and the train just keeps rolling for Chris Keating. He, in the last 4 or 5 games, he has been on a tear, tearing the cover off the baseball. Extra base hits.
Yes, we talked about it here Saturday. He had that home run. He hit the ball hard every at bat. He had a couple of hits down in Moncton last night. He has been white hot, to say the least, in the 2-hole for the Ironmen. And that's going to bring up, what do you have, 2 hits now tonight?
That's 2 hits tonight, a stolen base.
So, I mean, his average now is going to be creeping up close to that 500 mark. So in comes Watkin with 2 on and 2 out here. In the bottom of the 5th, a chance for some insurance from the Ironman catcher. And that is hit hard into center field. That's going to be a base hit. McKay got a great jump, and he will score easily. A little bit of a slip and fall in the outfield, but Keating will not advance. But it is an RBI single from Jeff Watkin, and the Ironmen have now taken a 3-1 lead. And again, like we've talked about, Dig, that is what we were missing on Saturday.
Just what the doctor ordered, a 2-out RBI single.
That's right. 2 out. That's 2 2-out RBI singles we've had in this game. Cook, who comes to the dish now, had one back in the 1st. And now Watkin with one here in the 5th. The Ironmen turning on the clutch gene a little bit here last night in Moncton and here tonight. So now 2 out and 2 on for Cook. And that is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. A little bit of a pause there from the home plate umpire as he really pondered whether or not that was a strike. Decided to give it to him. There's a swing and a miss at a curveball. And just like that, Stevenson quickly up here 0-2. Bottom of the 5th, 2 out, 2 on. The Ironmen have scored 1 here in the inning. An RBI single by Jeff Watkin cashed in Mike McKay, who reached on a fielder's choice after Tyrell Hebert started the inning off, or didn't start the inning off, but had a nice walk into the 9-0. That's a base hit into right field. Keating's getting the wave. We're going to get a play at the plate. Here it comes, and he is out at the plate. A great throw. I believe that was that McKenzie or Dubois?
That would be McKenzie in right field made that throw.
McKenzie with a great throw to the plate. So the Ironmen take a chance there, and unfortunately Chris Keating gets thrown out at home. So the Ironmen do get 1 across. And after 5 innings of play, it is the Ironmen 3, Islanders 1. So let's now take a look, Jake, at the Ironmen Who Am I trivia. We had the trivia question earlier in the show. The Ironmen have had 9 players that have cracked the 300 career hits plateau. Who was the last person to achieve it? Dig, I believe you think that you know the answer.
I think I have a pretty good idea. I had the privilege of playing with this guy for a couple years, and it is none other than Ori Cook.
Yes, sir. Dig 1 for 1 on the trivia here. I wish I had the Major League Gaming horns. Ori Cook, the last player to hit the 300 hits threshold for the Ironmen in 2022. The way Chris Keating going tonight.
He might get there tonight.
He might get there if this game goes extras. I mean, he could end up getting pretty close.
Now let me throw one back at you, Chris.
Okay, now listen, here we go.
Can you tell me what park his 3,000th? Wow, imagine that. His 300th hit came at.
What park his 2022 was the first season after COVID or second?
Second season after COVID.
So it was not a Miramichi Valley Baseball League stadium.
No, it was not. You are correct.
So then I'm going to go out on a limb and say it was Memorial Field in St. John.
Unfortunately, incorrect. It was.
I had a 1 in 5 chance.
Hey, it wasn't bad. Kiwanis Park in Moncton, and it was off Justin Cormier, a single through the right side. A classic Ori Cook single.
See, this is why you get paid the big bucks, pal. Like this is why.
A wealth of knowledge.
This is why,
as they
ladies
say.
and gentlemen, for those of you watching out there, this is why we blew all of the remaining stream budget on getting Dig in the booth here, because he just brings a wealth of information. And I'll tell you what else we're getting a wealth of? We're getting a wealth of action here tonight, because it is a 3-1 ball game as we turn it over to the 6th. 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Islanders here. Max Jardine going to lead it off. Jamie Walls, who has been very economical with his pitches so far, and that one's in there for strike 1. Again, he has scattered a run on 3 hits. The only real damage, solo home run from Logan Gallant. Other than that, it was a Kraft leadoff single. I don't even remember the other hit they had.
I believe.
Is it McKenzie that had a hit?
Checking the book here. Just give me a moment.
Or was McDougal and then the double play?
Kraft singled in the first. McDougal with a single
Yep.
in the second.
And then the home run.
The long ball.
And that's on the outside part for a strike. So, again, only 3 hits allowed from Walls. Only a couple of strikeouts on the record. But he has been pitching to contact. His defense has been very good behind him tonight. Quickly 0-2 here to Jardine. And that is foul down the third baseline.
Walls, great job tonight of limiting damage and also limiting the high-stress innings.
Yep, absolutely.
It's been smooth sailing aside from the one inside fastball that Gallant got around on.
He got kind of out of sorts there in the third inning, right? He had a couple of full counts, couple of walks in a row there. But other than that, he has been locked in. There's a swing and a miss. Jardine goes down on the high fastball. So Walls starts the inning off with a punch-out. Taking a look at Dig's handiwork in the book here, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 straight retired by Walls since those back-to-back base on balls in the fourth inning.
Mm-hmm.
So he has been locked in here. Here's Pickett's. And that is a changeup, nice changeup there, but doesn't get Pickett's to bite at it, and that's down for ball 1. Again, McLean continuing to throw the lefty down in the Islanders' pen. Certainly looks like he's getting ready to come in here. There's a foul ball back. Evens the count at 1-1. Nothing at all cooking in the Ironman pen. As Walls tries to find a way to get himself through 5 more outs here. Again, the Ironman, after a couple of 1-run losses with St. John here, a 4-2 and a 4-3 loss, and a couple of very close games, a couple of winnable ball games. They go down to Moncton last night and they pick one up. That one is hit high in the air to center. Mike doesn't see it, so that's going to be trouble. Keats does call for it though, and makes the play. I looked immediately at Mike there because I thought that was going to be out into center field. Mike put his arms out to his side as if he didn't see it, but that ball checks up in the wind, and Keats able to go back. Veteran presence out there at short and makes the play for out number 2.
Great job by your shortstop taking control of that. A bunch of bodies kind of coming together, making sure that nobody's running into each other. And he says, no, guys, don't worry about it. Let me put this one in my back pocket.
Yes, sir. So that'll bring it Josh Myers up here with 2 out now in the top of the 6th. And that one is in there for strike one, right down the middle. Again, you looking ahead here for the Ironmen, a busy week, doubleheader Saturday in St. John, traveling to the island on Tuesday, Fredericton here on Thursday.
This feels like a game, Chris, that Kevin Bowes and Terry Leggett are going to want to conserve as much pitching as they can.
Absolutely.
For the upcoming games.
You look at last night, right, you got a gutsy 4-inning outing from Hale.
Mm-hmm.
You had Goss pitch really well to the bullpen. You used Julio. There's a swing and a miss foul tip for strike two. You used Julio to get those last 2 outs. You have Chucky going. He's already 1 strike away from going 6. Even if this was the end of the line for him, this is, and I don't think there's any indication that it will be. But again, this is dream scenario with the amount of ball that they have coming up.
Oh, absolutely. Any length out of your starters
popped out of play foul
is going to help the team long term. Like you say, long summer, a lot of innings to account for, and anytime your starter can get you 5, 6, even a 7th, a complete game in this league is huge and allows you to be more prepared for the doubleheader on
Absolutely, because I imagine you go down there and you're probably going to get Julio, maybe Newman, ready to rock and roll. That's in the dirt for a ball. Again, or maybe you save Newman for Tuesday in the island. But again, what this allows you to do, this gives you options, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
If Walls is able to get the last 4 outs of this ball game, regardless of the outcome, you're set. You haven't used Julio, you haven't used Newman. Goss can rest. You have Rylan Matchett, who hasn't pitched since the weekend. Everybody's. Obviously, Nick's not 100%, we don't think, but it'll be interesting to see kind of where they go. That ball is high and deep to right. Hebert on the run, and he's unable to make the play as that one just continues to sail on him. And that ball just gets away from Hebert. Again, I will say, not easy to see the ball when it gets above the tree line here tonight. We've seen a couple of slow jumps on both sides. And again, with the way the wind is blowing, that was a long run for Hebert.
It's that time of night also where the sky and the ball can kind of, you lose it up there, and it's a scary feeling as an outfielder.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, that will be scored a double by the guys downstairs. So runner at second base now with 2 out here in the top of the 6th inning. And McDougall comes up to the plate. Trying to cash in, trying to squeeze that lead a little bit from 3-1 down to 3-2. Walls with a long look out to second. And that's down just below the strike zone for ball 1.
Looking for that ground ball. Ground ball to Logan Walsh at third base here. Get you out of the inning.
Yep. Something on the ground. Get out of here. Keep that momentum going. Gwynn try to get a couple more. Here comes the 1-0. And that is hit high and hard and deep to left field at the track. It's off the wall, off the Right Choice Auto Parts sign. And that will be a double for Logan McDougall. And just like that, it is 3-2. So that one hit an absolute nuke by Logan McDougall that I'm not sure. I think the mics might have picked up how hard that hit the Right Choice Auto Parts sign. That was by far the hardest hit ball that Walls has allowed here tonight. And now we're going to get a visit from Terry Leggett here just to try and settle things down. So all of a sudden, folks, edge of the seat time, top of the 6th inning with 2 out. The Islanders have secured a run here to close the gap to 3-2 and have Tyson McInnes up with a runner at second.
We got ourselves a ball game, folks.
Every
time the Islanders show up, they seem to put up runs late in games, make games close, and this is a big part of the game right here for Jamie. You're gonna stay with him. You really want him to get this third out. I think pitching coach Terry Leggett's gonna let the umpire walk all the way out and tell him, okay, break it up. Give Jamie as long as he can to catch his breath and make the next 3 pitches.
Probably just wanting to give Jason some well wishes there. So let's reset the scene here, folks. Top of the sixth inning, the Islanders have scored 1. It is a 3-2 ball game now as Logan McDougall with an RBI double is standing out at second base, as you can see at the just above the middle of your frame. So now Tyson McInnes bats here with a chance to tie this ball game.
McInnes 0 for 2. Ground out to the shortstop and a swinging strikeout back in the fourth.
Walls with a pickoff attempt out at second there. No dice.
I think I see Tyler McKay down there. Maybe a little stirring in the Ironman bullpen.
Yes, I got to look up over my monitor for this one.
I think that's Zach Goss being followed by Zach Newman down to the pen.
And that's a foul tip into the glove. So, again, we shows you how very little we know. We assume that, again, after the amount he threw last night, maybe Goss not available here tonight. But at the very least, it does appear as though he's going to go down to the bullpen and get loose.
He is a warrior, Chris. He will do whatever it takes for his ball team to win the game.
When you're the primary bullpen guy, that comes with responsibilities. And that is inside for a ball as Watkin framed that one pitch. Looking for a call. That is a great 0-1 pitch. Trying to back McInnes off the plate just a little bit. Again, McInnes likes to dig in there. He is a little over that inside corner. Wouldn't mind seeing him go in there again. And that is hit in the air to right. That is trouble. And nobody's able to get there as that ball falls between Leggett, Molson, and Hebert. Again, that was a long run for all involved. Nobody able to get there. That ball definitely tailing away towards the right field line. And Hebert playing over more in the pull zone. Not able to get to that one. However, the count does go to 1-2 here, so pivotal moment in the ball game here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the sixth. The Islanders have closed it to 3-2. Have a runner at second in the tying run. Logan McDougall, who had an RBI double. Wallace has the one he likes. Long look out to McDougall, and he resets to McInnes. And that is hit in the air. That's kind of the same spot almost. But Hebert, long run, and he makes the play in foul territory. So the Islanders get 1, and then they get no more. So we go to the bottom of the sixth inning. It is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 3, the Charlottetown Islanders 2 on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. A bang play at first, and boy, oh boy. So we go to the bottom of the sixth inning. Pitching change here for the Islanders as Tanner McLean has taken the mound here. This will be his 4th appearance of the season. He has thrown 10 2/3 innings thus far, has a win and a loss. 12 strikeouts in those 10 2/3 innings, 6 walks, 2.62 ERA, and he is going to be asked to hold the Ironman 5, 6, 7 hitters at bay here in a game that they trail by a run. So that will close the book on Jordan Stevenson. He allows 3 runs on 7 hits, 7 strikeouts, Dig?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Maybe more, actually.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I got 6.
6. So Jordan Stevenson goes 5 innings, 3 runs on 7 hits. 6 strikeouts. So a decent effort from Stevenson, but he leaves trailing 3-2, needs his team to bail him out here. And McLean with a fastball right down Broadway there. Leggett swings through it for strike 1. So again, the Ironman here looking for some insurance. That one is down for a ball. The Islanders looking to hold here. They do have the 7, 8, 9 hitters scheduled for the 7th inning. And again, they only had 2 guys on the bench, and one of them's on the mound. So there's a number out to second base. And McDougall's up with it, and that's going to be 4-3 for the first out of the inning. So not a whole lot of pinch hit options there if you're the Islanders. So you're going to need your 7, 8, 9 guys to come up with something here.
And it was that 7th in the lineup, Logan Gallant, that home run way back.
That's right. So
the
again,
top of the second.
You don't get to be a 300 hitting team without getting contributions from 1 through 9. And there's a swing and a miss from Walsh. That looked like a little change up there from McLean. Dives down and away. Walsh does have a single and a strikeout on his record so far. And that is outside for ball 1.
The
swings.
swings.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Chris, the swings after watching the doubleheader Saturday and now from Logan, much, much better tonight.
Yes, I agree. He seems to be a little more on the ball, staying in a bit more with that front leg. Again, Ray did strike out his last time up, but I agree. He did appear to be a little better with the swings.
Yeah.
Again, that ball that he hit to third base, yes, it took a beneficial hop, but it was a hard hit ball. Not to take anything away from him. That one's on the inside part of the plate there. Walsh gives his head just a little bit of a shake, so now it is 2-2. Charlie Mawson on deck here for the Ironmen with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. McLean sets him down with the fastball. So 2 out. And we go to Mawson here. Trying to get something going in the 6th. No activity in the Ironman bullpen, so this is going to be likely Jamie Walls' game to finish. We shall see here soon enough. And that's a fastball down the middle for strike 1. So again, the Ironmen looking to hold on here to even their season record at 5-5 through 10 games. That is a little bleeder into right field. That's going to be a tough play, and that's going to fall in no man's land. The Bermuda Triangle out there. A little in on the fists. Floater out into right. So that'll be a single for Mawson, and the inning's going to continue here for Julio Hernandez. Hernandez, let's qualify this as he has taken some healthy hacks here tonight, Dig.
Oh, yeah. I believe.
I would like to see him run into one with one of those hacks.
I think if he.
That is down for a ball. Mawson on his way to second. That is through and into center field. Mawson's going to stay there with 2 out. So that's a stolen base for Mawson, and now Pickens is going to go out and have a say with McLean. But, yeah, I'd love to see Julio run into one with one of them quote-unquote healthy hacks.
Oh, yeah. A dangerous hitter, and, the pitcher knows that he's going to get his A swing off. So
I didn't know much about his hitting, and before the home opener here, I got here in time to watch him take BP, and he's got some pop.
Oh, yeah, it's...
And that ball is at the bottom, and Julio doesn't like that call.
That inner half seems to be the issue with most of the hitters tonight.
I tell you what, the one thing you could say about Jason is that he's usually consistent in what he gives.
Mm-hmm.
You might not like it, but when it's there, it's there. 1-1 here to Hernandez. 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th. That ball is, ooh, boys.
Speaking of swings,
I tell you what, he's not getting cheated up there.
no, sir. No.
That is for sure. But yeah, I watched him take BP before the home opener, and he was easily hitting balls out of here to right center field. Like he was just smashing them. So again, obviously, trying to get used to some of the pitchers in the league, what they have to offer. He hasn't had a whole lot of at bats. He only had 10 coming into tonight, but here comes the 1-2. And there is a foul again, right on that one.
Watch out, Tyrell Hebert.
Tyrell might have seen his life flash before his eyes there. Is that one, didn't come dangerously close to him, but.
No reaction either. Always cool, calm, and collected, Tyrell.
He is. That's right. He's a cool customer. 1 ball, 2 strikes remains the count here. 2 out, 3-2 ball game, bottom of the 6th. And there's a swing and a miss. He went to the off speed, and he got him. So McLean does the job in his inning of work. So we go to the 7th inning. The Ironmen 3 outs away from a massive victory here on a Thursday night at Ironman Field. And Jamie Walls is coming back out to finish what he started. We'll be right back with the 7th inning after these words from our sponsors. It's O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. Ironmen Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Did you know we have happy hours 7 days a week from 3 to 6 p.m.? Come on by for a drink and a snack. We also have wing night every Thursday from 5 to 10 p.m. Head on over to our website, O'Donaghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub. So we go to the top of the 7th here. It's going to be 7-8-9 for the Islanders. Again, very close ball game, 3-2 Ironmen. The Ironmen have 3 runs on 8 hits. The Islanders 2 runs on 5 hits. Both teams have been clean in the field, as we have not had a miscue made. Little wave and salutations there. My good friend, home plate umpire Jason Dunnett, who, well, you know what? I'm not going to say what I was going to say there because I'm not sure if that's appropriate for the airwaves. So we'll just fire that one in the back pocket there for next time. Maybe he and I'll have a conversation about that when we get out to the parking lot. I park in the same parking lot as the umpires down in the corner. So having been an umpire myself in previous years, no stranger to the wear and tear that they face from tongue lashers such as myself.
Oh yeah, part of the profession is knowing that not everybody's going to enjoy your strikes.
No, that's right. And here comes Logan Gallant. Gallant has one of the bigger hits in the ballgame here for the Islanders. Back in the 2nd inning, he had a solo home run, which at that time tied the game at 1. The other Islanders run coming in the top of the 6th on a double from Logan McDougall. And that ball spiked in the dirt. And I'm not sure if that caught a lot of Watkin or a lot of Dunnett or a lot of both. Again, Goss is warming up in the bullpen, just out of your frame to the right side of the screen, just as insurance in case, I would think in case we make it back to the top of the order, it might be a situation where we see Zach Goss here, 4th time through the order, probably not an ideal scenario. And that is on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Again, another stream and another set of tense moments late in the ball game. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Gallant. And that is on the outside part of the plate. Back-to-back absolute dots on the outside corner, and now it's 1-2. Now you go that exact same spot, but you throw a curveball that ends up about 1.5 feet outside.
And you see they're going to stay away from him. He did that damage in the 2nd inning on a fastball in the inner half, and all 3 pitches.
Oof.
Almost like you can tell exactly what's coming, Chris. Curveball in the outer half.
You'd almost think this is my 4th year of watching Jamie Walls throw baseballs towards home plate, but Man, it's hard to believe that I was talking about somebody about that the other day. 4 years we've been doing the stream already. And this is the first time we've ever had a 2-man booth. So big thanks to Jake for jumping in the booth here as we continue to bring you these great services. And that one's high for a ball, runs 2-2. But again, just trying to change, trying to see what we can do and add and work the dynamic of the stream around. We're going to hang Dig out to dry with a solo stream here pretty soon, but I'm sure you guys will treat him well, all you people out there in Facebook and YouTube land. And that is right there for strike 3. Outside corner, bottom of the zone. Gallant doesn't like that one. And that'll lead to some not nice language from the Islanders dugout. But again, as we have said, Jake, that has been a strike the whole game.
He's consistent, and that's what players and coaches and fans want. If you want, to take the least amount of flack from a fan or anybody, consistency.
That ball is hit at a play foul by McKenzie. Again, right? In that situation, 2 strikes, 7th inning, that's been a strike the whole game.
Too close to take.
And Gallant, as somebody with a significant amount of catching experience, you got to know, hey, I got to, again, that's a great executed pitch. Outside part of the plate at the knees. But again, in that situation, you got to be swinging the bat.
Yep, absolutely.
And that is hit out of play by McKenzie 0-2.
They were very intentional about everything away from Logan Gallant. They weren't going to let him beat him in this inning. And Jamie makes 3 really, really good pitches on the other
Absolutely,
a good hitter out.
Again, showing no signs of fatigue here in the 7th inning of this ball game. So 0-2 here to McKenzie. Walls, rocks, and fires. And that is high and away for a ball. McKenzie thinking about it again, looking to protect here as the Islanders try to get a runner on base any way they can. The Islanders would love to turn this back over to the top of the order with Kraft and Jardine. Again, Kraft has had some good at-bats here tonight. Here comes the 1-2. And that is in on the fists and fouled out of play. I think Watkin was maybe looking for something a little outside instead, but that one looks like it veered back in, but McKenzie just fights it off. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You have him in survival mode. He's in swing mode. I think the same thinking as that last Gallant pitch.
Bounce
curveball.
Yep.
Something that's not in the zone.
I would love to see him bounce a curveball.
Let him beat
right
himself.
Here. And that's a liner out to right center field. McKenzie goes down and gets that one. So the Islanders are cooking here with 1 out in the 7th.
Just a good piece of hitting. We were right. He went with the curveball, but a little bit too much of the plate, and he was able to shoot it the other way for a single.
So that'll bring up Dubois, the number 9 hitter. So again, ideal scenario here for the Islanders is now you have the top of the order looming in the on-deck circle with Kraft and then Jardine. We'll see if Dubois is swinging here or if he's trying to move that runner up. And looks like he's swinging all the way. Walls goes with a backdoor breaking ball for strike 1.
And if you're the Ironman brass, you want this game finished with Jack Kraft on the on-deck circle.
100%. Ground ball. Little ground ball to Charlie here would be just what the doctor ordered. We've seen it once tonight. Love to see it again. Long pause from Walls. Here it comes. That's high and away for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Walls would take a little time here as the breeze picks up here as we get close to the 10 o'clock hour here at Ironman Field. Again, a late start here, 8 p.m. start tonight with the Islanders in town. A beautiful Thursday night for baseball here. The Islanders lead 3-2 with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. The 1-1 pitch popped up, and that is going to be out of play. Didn't hear it hit a vehicle, so seems all is going to be safe out there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Same position as you had on McKenzie.
Yep.
You got to put him away now.
Absolutely. Make him hit again, you got a couple to work with here, 1 and 2. Make him swing at your pitch. It's got to be the thought here. Something down in the zone. maybe roll over on a little change up or something here right to Chris Keating. Looks like they're going to come in. And that one gets up and out of the zone. So that runs at 2-2. Two balls, two strikes now. Walls taking his time here. Goss does look ready down in the bullpen should he be required. And there is a foul ball at a play. So Dubois staying alive here. Again, like we said, some good at-bats from the bottom of the Islanders' order here tonight. Gallant with a home run. McKenzie and Dubois have had good at-bats. McKenzie with a great piece of hitting there to get himself on base and give the Islanders a chance to bring the go-ahead run to the dish and have the tying run at least out on the paths. Another 2-2 incoming. And that is just inside for ball 3. So now it'll be interesting to see if the Islanders get something going on the base pass here. 3-2, 1 out. Have to think maybe a delayed start from the runner here just to try to stay out of a double play. But if your Wall is here, this absolutely has to be a strike. There is no other option. McKenzie over at first does appear as though he's going to be off on the pitch. He is not, though. That is a high fly ball to right field at the track, at the wall. That one is out of here. The bottom of the order does the damage. A great at-bat from Jack McKenzie, followed by a great at-bat from Simon Dubois. And that one is a home run. And just like that, the Islanders have taken a 4-3 lead. What an absolutely crushing blow that is for the Ironmen. And that is going to do it for Jamie Walls as Kevin Bowes makes the saunter out to the mound here. And I tell you what, Dig, that is a horrible way for an otherwise fantastic start from Jamie Walls to end.
Yeah, like we had been alluding to earlier in the inning, Chris, you got to put away the bottom of the order when you have 2 strikes, and especially in the 7th inning. This Islanders offense just doesn't say quit. They got a good pitch to hit. He fouled off some tough pitches in that bat before he got to that fastball that he was able to put the good swing on.
Yep.
If you're Goss now, it's get 2 quick outs and let's try to win this thing in the bottom of the 7th.
Again, and otherwise, just a great start from Walls. Again, really economical with the pitch count, and again, just unable to get, and again, not taking any credit away from McKenzie or Dubois in that situation. But again, the bottom of the order, 2 home runs from the 7, 8, 9 group tonight. Obviously, a big couple hits here in the 7th. And Zach Goss is going to be asked to come on here and retire the last 2 outs. This will be Goss's 4th appearance of the season. He's thrown 7 innings. He has picked up a couple of wins, including last night in Moncton, where he pitched 2 1/3. He has 6 strikeouts and 4 walks and a 5 ERA. That's going to close the book on Jamie Walls, who will go 6 1/3. He allows 4 runs on 7 hits, and I have to say, unfortunately, stands to be the loser in this ball game if the Ironmen are unable to bring it back here in the 7th. Ironmen will have the 9-1-2 hitters up, so Hebert then the top of the order. And I would assume that Tanner McLean will be back out to try and I guess pick up a vulture W here.
He's trying to hawk a W from Jordan, and you know what? The Islanders have fought all night. They haven't quit, and really unfortunate time for that ball to leave the yard. Obviously,
I mean, they're a championship ball club for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And now we go back to the top of the order. So Goss will face Kraft, 1 out here in the top of the 7th. If you just happen to be tuning in, number 1, where have you been? You missed a heck of a ball game. But the Islanders get a 2-run home run from number 9 hitter Simon Dubois and have taken a 4-3 lead. First pitch from Goss is a ball to Kraft. think I left your book on the wrong side there, Dig.
No
That's in
problem.
there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out here. Top of the 7th. Goss is set. And that is high for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike.
The mood here at Ironman Park, Chris, after that ball left was just like a balloon deflated.
Yep.
And so important now for Goss to get a little momentum back and get the next 2.
That's right. The thing is, the one thing we've seen from the Ironmen is that they don't quit. You know, obviously we were here Saturday night or Saturday afternoon, and we saw a couple of ball games where they were, they had chances to win. There's a strikeout. This Kraft goes down swinging. The thing about the Ironmen, again, right, is, they had chances to win both of those ball games in the 7th, and I cannot imagine the Ironmen are going to quit with the Hebert scheduled to hit and in the top of the order. This game far from over, but if you're the Ironmen here, that's exactly what you needed from Goss. You get that first strikeout. Now you need to get Max here and you get back in on the sticks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is hit hard into left. And Cook, I believe his first step might have been in there. And that's going to go over his head. Again, I didn't get a real good look to see what the initial action was there.
That's such a tough play as an outfielder. That liner right at you, you're not sure whether you got to come in right away or you have to kind of back up and give space. And I think Cook may have thought that was a little bit shorter.
And they're going to put Pickett's on here. So Pickett's gets the intentional free pass. So here's Myers now. So here's Myers now with 2 out and now 2 runners on. And that is in the dirt for a ball.
Good block by Watkin, making sure nothing gets by him this late into the game.
Hey, no worries at all, Nora. No worries whatsoever. So again, this is situation critical here if you're Zach Goss. And that is a nubber out in front of the plate. Walsh up with it. He didn't get a good grip of it, and he's going to be safe at first. I think Myers was probably going to beat that out the whole way again. Logan didn't look like he had full grip on that one. And now the bases are going to be loaded. I'm just checking something, folks, to see. Replays 619. I'll see because it's doing that. Okay, that's great. I figured out what it did.
More stirring in the Ironman pen is Rylan Matchett's going to go down.
So base is loaded here now. And that is a broken bat. Right to third. Logan will step on the bag. So the Ironman will get out of it with only 1 run. But the Islanders flip this game on its head as a 2-run home run from number 9 hitter Simon Dubois. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. The Ironmen need a run. Where have we heard that one before, Dig? It's 4-3 Islanders. Bottom of the 7th inning here, folks. Last kick at the can for the Ironmen. It's going to be Tyrell Hebert, and then we're going to turn it back over to the top of the order. Hebert has had a good little ball game here so far. Looking to keep his luck going here. I'm going to go down and beat whoever's strangling the fence there. And that's in there for strike one. Sorry for the camera shaking, folks. We got some young lads here at the backstop who are into the ball game and
just too excited.
And that's a ball down low. That's right. They are too excited, but one of those things. 1-1 here to Tyrell. Need a base runner, as I hear Greg McLaughlin say from down the left field line. And that's just living at the bottom of the zone.
Left fielder playing quite shallow for T, known for his power. So if there's a ball over his head, it's an easy double with
Love to see him
Tyrell's
in the
speed.
scoreboard gap here. There's a swing and a miss, strike three, as Hebert goes down on a fastball on the outer part of the plate, and there's the first out. Running out of outs here if you're the Ironmen. So we go to the leadoff hitter, McKay. 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Ironmen need a run. They need 1 to tie, 2 to win. What's McKay done so far in the ball game here, Mr. Dignam?
Mike 0 for 3 with a fielder's choice. Run scored. Looking to kind of turn the tides here and get a little bit of momentum back on the Ironman side.
And again, some disagreement with the strike zone from the Islanders dugout, but that was clearly outside. Again, tense moments here all around, on the stream, on the field. 2-0 here to McKay. And that's right down Broadway for a strike. So again, perfect situation here for Mike to get on the board any way you can. Base hit, wear one. And that is low and in for ball 3.
At the best of times, Mike doesn't like getting out the way of a fastball. So here in the 7th inning, down 1, those feet are planted.
That's right. You got to love a guy always willing to wear one. And that is high and away, ball 4. So the most dangerous Ironman base runner is at first base. Mike McKay draws a walk. So and now the tying run is at first. You have to assume, again, lefty on the mound, so we're going to see a little cat and mouse here, I would think, because the Ironman definitely going to be looking to get Mike in his scoring position, but you cannot forget about the guy at the plate. Chris Keating he's into a hot one here the last week and a half. Over to first he throws. I almost yelled back there, just so we're clear. That's the first base coach in me.
If you guys ever question viewers at home whether or not Chris is into the game, let me tell you, it is heart rate 140 and
that is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Yes, sir. The heart rate right now, we'll check the old Fitbit here. Only 97, Dig.
Calm.
Oh,
calm,
no, sorry.
cool.
114.
Okay, they're more realistic. There we go.
0-1 here. Throw over to first. And again, I'll tell you what the issue is here, just to play the full game. The right fielder way deep. If that ball gets away at first, Mike could end up at third here. So you got to be sure those throws over. Mike bluffs the start, slide step, and that fouled back by Keats. And I think Keats wishes he could have that one back.
If you're McLean here, you cannot, and I know it's difficult, but you cannot allow Mike McKay to kind of break your concentration on the guy at the plate. One of the most dangerous hitters in this New Brunswick Senior League for the past decade is standing there. And
you got to lock in here because you got a couple of bangers in Keating and Watkin. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3, as Keats with a little faint swing definitely was looking fastball there. That is a massive strikeout for Tanner McLean. That is a gutsy at bat to go fastball for a called strike, fastball fouled off, and then to lay a curveball in there and induce the kind of swing that Keating just had. That is a great sequence of pitches for Tanner McLean.
You said Tanner needed to make a pitch right there, and he absolutely did. Tip of the hat to him. And
So the Ironmen down to their last out here with Watkin at the dish. And that is outside for a ball. And again, I think the Islanders might have had beef with that one.
In my 3 years of playing with the Chatham Senior Ironman, Chris, I don't know if there's ever been a called strike that the Islanders agreed with.
That's
to be
true.
honest with you.
And that's outside a little further. That one definitely a ball, and 2-0. So now, again, right, how cautious are you with Watkin here? You got Jake Cook on deck, lefty on lefty. Again, no signs of pinch hitting for Cook. 2-0 here. And that is, and that Jeff rightfully says that is the same spot. And so now if you're Watkin here, you get that middle pitch. I think you come unglued and try to win a baseball game right here.
He has the talent. He's, proven it in the past that he's a big game player.
Jeff, not a big 3-0,
let him go
not
loose.
a big 3-0 swinging guy, but this would be the scenario here. Oh, and he was swinging there and fouls it off.
A good swing at that pitch, too. Fastball kind of laid right in there. McLean probably assuming it was going to be a take. The right time to ambush one.
3 balls, 1 strike. 2 out here in the bottom of the 7th. The Ironmen trail 4-3. The Islanders took the lead in the top of the 7th on a 2-run home run by Simon Dubois.
If you're Watkin, stay aggressive. You have to. You have to stay aggressive here.
And that is ball 4 as that one is outside. And again, I don't think that McLean was going to give in and give Watkin anything on the inner half there. I think it was going to be away. And by doing so, I don't think that's a terrible situation to walk Watkin there. Now you got lefty versus lefty. Obviously, again, Watkin has been very hot. Jake Cook, not cold by any stretch of the imagination, but you now have a more advantageous matchup. Obviously, the downside is your tying run has now moved up to second base, and now you have the winning run on base. So if Cook can put something in the gap here, it could be bye-bye night-night ball game.
And they're both Ironman runners. Speed is part of their game. Yep. They can definitely score on a double. And a ball hit soft enough over an infielder's head. Mike McKay scoring standing up.
100%. Again, we're in the situation, right? 2 out, you're running on contact. Anything to the outfield here, he's going. So here we go. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. The Ironmen have runners at first and second. Jake Cook is at the dish.
Already with 2 hits and an RBI in the night, looking to add to his good night at the plate.
2-out RBI single back in the first on a clutch piece of hitting. And there is a mighty hack at that one for strike 1. So that one was for him. Now time for one for the team here. Again, no doubles defense from the Islanders here. Very deep in center and right. Not so deep in left, but a massive gap between the left fielder and the center fielder here.
And a big 5-6 hole here. If Jake can poke one the other way.
And that ball's in the dirt.
Good
and
take.
Again, right, that's the advantage that you have with Mike being out at second. Max can't forget that he's there. You can't just give him 90 feet. Again, we've already seen the Ironmen score a run on a pass ball or a wild pitch in this game.
Yep.
You can't risk Mike picking up that extra 90 feet. McLean not even, no, there's a look. A little bit of a longer look. Here comes the 1-1. And that is fouled into the Islanders dugout. Stone hands there from the Islanders coach. Had a chance to make a play there, and unfortunately couldn't make the grab.
I don't know if he's going to be a defensive replacement.
No, that's right. We're not going to see him in this game. So Ironmen down to their last strike here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Tanner McLean trying to hang on here for the dub to move the Islanders to 8-2. He's got the one he wants. Locked in. Here it comes. That is low and away for a ball. Pickett's unable to field it cleanly, but the ball stays in the circle. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now, if you're McLean, this is the one you want. You do not want to go full count 2 out here
and give those
runners
a chance. Yeah, exactly.
You're playing with fire.
I think he goes back to the spin.
I was going to say, I think he goes back to the deuce here. Great minds think alike, Jake. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on, bottom of the 7th. McLean is set. Here it comes. And there's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the Islanders spoil the Thursday night party here at Ironman Field as they hang on for a 4-3 victory. A late home run in the top of the 7th inning by the number 9 hitter, Simon Dubois. And they are going to hang on here 4-3. And again, Jake, you got to feel bad for the Ironman in this one. You got to feel bad for Jamie Walls. Pitched a hell of a ball game. Just ran into a hot 8-9, 7-8-9 hitters. Killed them tonight.
You know what? 7-8-9 killed them, and that is the DNA of the Charlottetown Islanders. It's a full, deep lineup, and they are not going to give any at-bats away. Credit to them tonight. Credit to the Ironmen for battling the entire way through. You know, chance to win it in the 7th. You can't ask for more than that, but an unfortunate result. But back here again, like you say, next Thursday, and hopefully the start of a new win streak for the Ironmen.
That's right. The Ironmen with a busy week ahead, folks. Saturday, they'll be in St. John for a doubleheader at 2 and 5. Thursday night, they will travel over to the island for a 8 o'clock start. Again, those games, the Alpine stream on their X page, and you can catch Chuck and the guys over on the Charlottetown Islanders Facebook page for the stream Tuesday night. We'll be live again a week from tonight, next Thursday, 7:30, back to our regular start time as the Fredericton Royals will make their first trip to Miramichi of the season. Well, folks, that's going to do it for us. On behalf of myself and Big Dig here in the booth, a beautiful Thursday night. But we're on the wrong end as the Islanders pick up a 4-3 victory. We'd like to thank O'Donaghues for sponsoring the stream, and we'll catch you next time on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live.